are influential, you are achievers, you are making an impact, you are making a difference to our communities. So like I said earlier, let's keep talking, let's listen to each other, let's learn from each other, and let's make this the start of many more events where we're all included and we're all celebrating our fantastic achievements.
As we were reading up on the list of the incredible achievements of everyone included today, what was really amazing, I thought, was seeing the variety of industries and sectors that were represented. I think it was certainly something that I wasn't expecting, and I think that just goes to show that we need to celebrate this more. Education, health, politics, sports, everything. I think all of those industries benefit from your contributions. So again, it's just so great to be here to look at those. Despite the professional environments that you work in, you all have something really key in common, I think, from looking at that list, is the way that you work with your communities. I think that Kirklees residents are significantly better off because of the work that you undertake, and I just think that really reinforces what Fatima said about how we have such an opportunity with Kirklees to be a brilliant borough in terms of the diversity that we've got, and that is going to make us better as a district. And I just think it makes everybody in this room inspirational.
I joined the council 18 months ago, right in the midst of the pandemic, and from the day I arrived I saw the very best of Kirklees communities. I found it humbling, I still do, the way that we rise to challenges, and the way that various community sectors have worked together for the community response to the pandemic. It was a different response to the one that I'd seen, and it was testimony to the foundations that we laid with the voluntary and community sector across all of our community groups to respond in the way that we did. I've no doubt that all of you have played a part in protecting your friends, your families and your neighbours, and for that I'd like to thank all of you.
I was just looking around the room and I'm thinking, God, in this room, besides having the fantastic people that are so influential, you've got a lot of power in this room. You've got the university, you've got the police, you've got the council, have you got the health service? Yeah? So, you know, amazing. For Kirklees to flourish, I think what we need is we need to make sure that we celebrate what we're doing today. Because far too often what we do is we always do stuff, but we always stay down our bubble. Although some people might say this is our bubble, I think to actually come together and actually just understand each other and then we build that network more broadly, it's actually really, really important. It's really great that the work you do, so thank you everybody for being nominated. Because you people make Kirklees a better place that we will always strive for.
It's really good to have this opportunity to highlight and celebrate the contribution of the Kirklees South Asian community, who have brought so much to our area, including my constituency of Batley and Spen, which I'm pleased to see is very well represented this evening. So big up the Batley and Spen massive. It's also really good actually to be here doing something that's not political, if I'm honest. Sadly, one of the things that doesn't get much coverage is the large amount of work that goes on in politics across the political divide. And it's something that for me really resonates with tonight's ceremony. As Fatima has alluded to, we are often very quick to focus on the things that we disagree on and our differences rather than the common ground that we share, be that as politicians or as human beings. And tonight shows how diversity enriches our society, our communities and our businesses, and it should be celebrated as such. Sadly, we may always have some people who will try and use it against us and try and divide us, but they cannot and they will not win. I'm incredibly proud of my previous work through the Joe Cox Foundation and my ongoing work now as an MP to build bridges rather than walls. And tonight is a really good example of how to do that.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to say to the South Asian community, represented here and represented out there, wow, you're amazing. Thank you for the contributions that you are all making. Like my dad, back in the 50s,
you know, your families, your mums and dads, came to this country and they worked hard and they faced barrier after barrier, racism, discrimination, different treatment. And they were pioneers. They made it possible for you to survive and to thrive, but now you make it possible for them to see their children, their grandchildren, and feel proud. You are amazing. You make me proud to also live in Kirklees. I live in Ballinsford, and I am really delighted that I trekked over the boundary from Leeds into Kirklees, and I can celebrate with you all the people that I live amongst, the wonderful contribution that you're not just making to business, education, health, but also to the communities here in Kirklees and in the UK and beyond. I was so privileged to hear Nusheen speak recently about some of the international work that she's doing, and it is inspirational. You should be so proud of what you have done, and that was only possible because our parents, my parents as well, came from other countries, were brave, and you've continued that bravery, and it's amazing. And I know that they're all looking at their children now, or if they were still here, some of them might not be no longer here, how proud I would have made him, and you're making your families proud too.
But when I got the invite, I thought, yeah, I've got to do this, I've absolutely got to do this, because my association with the South Asian community goes back over decades, and it's influenced my thinking, it's influenced what I'm doing at the university. So to me, these awards are just absolutely amazing. I've only mentioned a few people there, and it's sort of to tease out what I've got in common, but when I read the list, when Fatima sent it through, I said, I've got to drop everything, I've got to come tonight, because this is just absolutely amazing. It's a chance to say thank you for all that you do for Kirklees. You're absolutely inspirational, you're influential, and we've got a shared passion about doing something for our community. Alison picked up something, and she said it, I thought, you know, I spent ages writing that. But it's something that I wanted to touch on because it is so important to me. We heard that Harpreet won last night, which is brilliant. But you might not have picked up that the winner of this year's Examiner Business Awards is Mullion Valley, for his work in creating a whole series of optician shops across the region. When I talked to Mullion last night, congratulated him. By the way, I was a judge. I congratulated him. I actually talked about our shared backgrounds and shared history. And like Mullion, my family and your families, a lot of people in the streets the same, and Alison alluded to it, took a risk. They flew thousands of miles to land in Kirklees. That's a massive risk. Imagine us doing that. Leaving everything behind, leaving everything we love, leaving all of our possessions, going to completely different parts of the world and setting up from scratch. That's an amazing thing to do. That's entrepreneurial. And what we were talking about, Blair and I, last night is what drives us, what makes us entrepreneurial, and actually it's that. It's the risks that our families took. It's that inspiration that they've given us. It's the work ethic that they've actually instilled with us. And I think that's a common strand of what we're seeing here tonight. It's our parents that have really influenced the way we think, the way we behave. So I think you're fantastic. I think your parents are absolutely amazing. And I'd just like to finish by getting everybody to join me and give them a round of applause.